Curiosity. What are you so curious about? Everything, Mr. Curiosity.
John, take it away.
Welcome to Mr. Curiosity.
He's our
Thanks
official
for joining us.
spokesperson.
And Joe wasn't with us for the last podcast, so it's
I
nice to have you
know.
back from Florida.
Yeah, and we have all new questions thanks to you, the viewer, so keep them coming. Brown bag at wnep.com. Brown bag at wnep.com. Remember, if this stinks, it's because of you.
Oh, okay, we have
We're
someone
only
to blame.
Yeah, we are only as good as the questions we get, and we'll do our best answering them. What do you guys think?
Yeah, we can only do as good as those questions are.
Yeah, and I want to admit to everyone, listen, I'm cranky, okay? I'm sick of the cold. I've been
At least he's
outside
getting
since
that out there.
4:30.
Cranky.
Well, I'm cranky.
You've been
Sounds
outside
cranky.
all morning.
I'm cranky.
Yeah.
Yes.
So
He's
I'm
about
gonna-
ready to hike south to Florida,
I'm gonna
although
be-
it's cold there too.
I'm going to be cantankerous during this this little brown bag segment. All right, so who's
I
going to
think
go
lots of
first?
people
here?
are winter cranky, though.
It's a thing?
It is
It
definitely
is,
a
yeah.
thing.
People have cabin fever.
Cabin
Yeah.
fever for sure.
Yeah, definitely.
Do you want to go first? Because
You were
you
gone
Does
last
he
week.
ever
That's a
go
good
first?
suggestion. I don't know,
Not
but you're
very
right.
often.
Why not get the crankiness
Yeah,
out
let's
right
get
now,
going right away.
All right, so remember, these
I hope
are
it's a
not
question that fires him
previewed.
up.
I know.
Yeah.
Send them in, and we never know what we're going to get. This is from Mike Malik. He said, "What's the most misunderstood concept about weather that you wish everyone knew?"
Ooh.
That could get you
Ooh, that's a
cranky.
good
Mike
one.
from Hanover Township. Mike, there's so much. And remember, I teach meteorology at the university, Marywood. It's such a complex, detailed science. It really is. And I wish people knew, even when we're wrong, it takes a lot to get wrong. And it's not that we're at the whim of computer models, but there's no way to project into the future beyond hours, into days, without the help of these computer models. And they're just simulations of the atmosphere. But we read the blueprints of these models and then make forecasts. But it's not just highs and lows and cute little fronts and sunshiny icons on the weather maps. It's a real detailed science, and we do our best. But I wish people just understood what goes into it. Even when we're wrong, it takes a lot that goes into it to make a wrong forecast. It's very random and chaotic.
So
Do you
Joe
think-
works really hard.
Do you think now that because the science has become more advanced, the expectation of the people has become so much higher? That they
I
think
wonder.
you can give them the exact number they're going to get in their forecast, for snow in their backyard
I
or
think
things
they
like
want
that.
that, yeah, and exact timing. And even in the summer, when we say scattered showers and thunderstorms, that's just it. There's not a one model in the world or forecaster who can say it's going to rain in Nanticoke at 2 p.m. It's just the nature of the chaos. It's like looking down at a pot of boiling water and trying to guess where a bubble is going to rise up. We know the bubbles are going to be there, and there's going to be convection, but you can't say it's going to be in the top portion of the pot in 3 minutes and then in the lower portion. It's a chaotic system, and it'll never be wholly understood. That's the truth of it. And that is the science of meteorology. I think that's why I love it, because of the chaos.
Me too, but I'm just a
John
wannabe. Just a wannabe.
People have to realize, just in the 1940s, not that long ago, the jet stream wasn't even known. It wasn't well
Isn't that
understood.
amazing?
Yes.
Yeah.
This is a new thing. Newton
We didn't
had
have
laws.
satellites.
There was calculus hundreds of years ago in Newtonian physics, but yet just 70, 80 years ago, we didn't even know there was a jet stream. And now that's the main driver of all meteorology. This is new, chaotic, wonderful science.
Pretty cool.
Love it.
Nikki, I
Thank
think
you,
it's
Mike.
your turn.
That wasn't too cranky, right?
No, that wasn't cranky at all. In fact, I think Mike brought you.
You know what, Mikey brought me
He brought you back. You get to talk about something you're passionate about.
He made you
Thanks,
happy
Mike.
again.
I forgot I was cranky. What was I cranky about?
We don't even remember.
I was hoping for cranky, but it didn't happen.
It'll
That's
come.
over with.
It'll
Yeah.
come.
Chris says, do you have a favorite character from the Looney Tunes cartoon?
Oh, that's an interesting question.
That is a good question.
I was always partial to Sylvester the cat for some reason.
Yeah, I like
Why
Sylvester.
do you think?
I
Why?
don't know.
You don't know.
Because I'm
You're
not a
just-
cat person.
You
but-
would think you would like Tweety Bird.
Right.
Yeah.
But I always liked Sylvester.
You like Sylvester?
Yeah.
Because you do an impersonation? Or
I don't even remember if he made sounds.
I taught Putty Tat.
yeah, that one.
Oh, no,
I
that
think
was
that's
the Tweety
Tweety
Bird.
No, that's
Tweety
Tweety.
Bird, yeah.
That was a good impression.
But wasn't
though.
Tweety with Sylvester, right?
Yeah, always was. Yeah, they were all like
Yeah.
always fighting. Yeah, And Sylvester was always eating Tweety.
Yeah.
I didn't even know all the Looney Tunes. Is that like Bugs Bunny and Donald
Yeah,
Duck and all
yeah,
those?
Bugs
Okay.
Bunny.
Yosemite Sam.
Okay.
Porky Pig.
Yeah,
I
you're
think
right. There's
I
so
like
many.
the Roadrunner and the Tasmanian Devil.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Oh, I love the
Yeah.
Tasmanian Devil.
I think that was my favorite one of all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Porky? You like Porky? Porky the Pig?
I like Porky
Yeah,
Pig.
I like Bugs Bunny.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I think Bugs Bunny is the one that always is, you know.
They all had attitude.
Were
That's
Tom
what
and
you gotta
Jerry
like.
part of that, or were they their own? They were their own thing, right?
I don't know.
I don't know.
Because I love Tom and Jerry too.
Was Daffy Duck or was he a Disney?
No, Daffy Duck was one of them.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
It seems like most of them were then. Looney
Yeah.
Tunes. But you go back to the 40s and 50s when they were made, and they all had such character and attitudes.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And we don't have that anymore, I think, because
No.
I think we're a little more politically correct with these cartoons.
They got
Probably.
away with
Then.
a lot.
And remember, they were only on certain times. You only got cartoons when they were on. It wasn't
couldn't
like
watch
they were
YouTube.
on demand.
Yeah.
All right.
John's not cranky. He hides his crankiness. He has
He
that.
does.
He
He
has
does.
that power. He puts on a
Is
brave
there
face.
a TV show you watch that people would be surprised you watch?
Ooh.
Ooh.
I guess the surprise is the interesting part,
Yeah.
John.
Yeah.
I'd be surprised if you.
You do watch the Hallmark Channel sometimes.
No, I actually don't. It's just
Really?
on, and then I make fun of it if I watch it.
Well, you said your wife makes you watch it, right? You don't.
No,
you would
she'll
never
have
go
it on. She doesn't like to watch it with me because I make fun.
Oh, okay.
So you would never
So
go.
if I
you-
walk in and make fun, then she's annoyed at that.
Yeah.
I have to be honest right now. I don't watch much TV at all.
Yeah.
I'm just not in a phase of watching programs at all.
But if there were something where people.
Maybe you'd be surprised. I do like those HGTV shows, like
Fixing things
fixing
up.
things up, and you know the which house would you choose of like the 3 different houses and those kind of things. That'd probably be one that maybe people wouldn't expect.
Mindy, what do you got? Something that people would be like, what? She watches that?
I don't know. One of my favorite shows is on the History Channel, Alone. I don't know if people would think that's weird that I watch that. It's where these 10 people are just set somewhere in the wilderness and they're all by themselves and they have to videotape themselves and then they make a show out of it and they try to see who can last the longest.
No, that
I
seems
love
like
that
you.
one.
That seems like you.
Does it? I don't know.
That seems like you. Nikki, do you have anything?
Oh, my guilty pleasure is 1,000-Pound Sisters.
Oh my gosh.
It's so good.
I don't even know what that is.
My goodness.
Don't knock it till you've watched it.
Let's pause for a second. There's actually a show.
Yeah, wait.
And
so-
are they
so
both
give-
1,000
give us
pounds?
Give us the
No,
premise.
so now one of them is like 180 pounds.
Oh, wow.
No way.
Wait, they were how?
One
So give
was-
us the whole premise. These were 2 very overweight women.
One was 6 something and one was
my.
4 something, so they equaled
And so
1,000
1,000
pounds.
And
So
then
they're-
what? They document their life and go through a diet.
Well, they had weight loss surgery over
okay.
over the seasons. Now they're on the 8th season.
No way,
But the whole
8?
family, there's 5 siblings, and
Wow.
now the whole family and one of the significant others has had weight loss surgery.
Wow.
So how big are they now? These 2 wonderful women.
I think Tammy's like 180 pounds now. She was she was like 6 something, and now she just had skin removal surgery.
Skin removal.
Wow.
It's
Yeah.
fascinating.
Oh my goodness.
But
I
they
can't
fight.
even imagine like what.
They
oh,
fight.
really?
They fight.
They fight, so that's good TV. Where do
It's
we
good
get this
TV.
thing? Where do we find
TLC.
this? TLC.
Okay. All right.
TLC has a lot of those.
Yes.
Is that what Hoarders is on?
Oh, I have watched Hoarders, and sometimes I get sucked into that.
Hoarders is something
Yeah.
to watch.
Oh, and back in the day. So
Yeah.
now you've triggered me. Back in the day, did you guys ever watch Cheaters? That was one of
No.
the first great reality shows.
Is it Cheaters, like
at
cheating
the end,
on-
cheating on your spouse. Like they would find the person and stuff. At the end, the spouse would find where they were with their extramarital affair, and they would go confront them with the camera
Oh,
on.
see, I would not like that.
Yeah, it was.
No,
it was
no,
bad.
no.
It was really bad.
I like reality. I like trashy reality
Yeah.
TV.
It
Every time I watch Hoarders, I have to throw things out right after.
Yeah.
So do I.
I have to get rid of things.
Would you guys be surprised if you heard that I watched at least one episode a day, reruns of The Gong Show from the 1970s?
And
That's
you
not
still
a
do?
surprise. Yeah, I still do.
Wow.
I love it.
Interesting. You
I think
still
it's the
do on a
greatest show
daily
that's ever
basis?
been made. Yes.
Oh,
They're all
wow.
on YouTube. I
Yeah.
love it.
Interesting.
Yep. I love The
That's
Gong
a surprise.
And didn't
I
you?
mean, it's
that
not
is
a
a
surprise you like the
surprise.
show, but it's that you still watch
Still
it.
watch
watch
it.
Show. Yep.
Didn't you
love
used to watch some show with the pregnant teenagers and stuff like that?
I used to watch that with my daughter because when she was 11, 12, 13, I think that's a natural draw. What was that one called?
16 and pregnant.
Maybe.
Teen Moms. I
Teen
think.
Mom.
So I would watch it with her just so she wouldn't feel like she has to hide watch it. I didn't enjoy it, to be honest with you, but I
Right.
wanted
I
to
love that you watch Teen Mom.
I wanted to watch it with her to support her. That's it. So when she was a little girl, I used to watch that with her, but I didn't like it.
Yeah.
But I thought that would take the edge and the mystery out of it. Like, I
Right.
have to do this when my parents aren't there. I wanted to
Right.
do it with them.
Yeah.
Aw.
No, I
Yeah,
thought it was
that's
terrible.
good.
If I do that with my kids now, like if they're watching some of these YouTube videos, I'm just like, what are you doing? What is this? I don't think there's entertainment value in it. I think it's like our parents used to say that watching too much TV would turn our brains to mush.
Yeah.
Some of these videos that they're watching on YouTube, I think literally is turning their brains to mush. And maybe I'm just talking like my parents used to. But there's no plot. It's short attention span theater.
Right.
There's just nothing there. And they just get sucked into watching these videos.
Yeah. Or swiping through TikTok or, yeah.
And John and I admit guilty. It's not a guilty pleasure. I don't know what it is, but we love war stuff. I think it's a lot of guys.
If I have a choice of what to stream, I love some
war stuff.
history kind of
Yeah,
thing.
and I don't know why do we like that.
I don't know. Fascinating.
Oh, this is a good question, and it's Rick from North Carolina.
See, they're
Hey,
watching
Rick.
all
Is he
over,
watching
baby.
us
Keep
on
'em
streaming,
coming.
I assume? That's awesome. All right, he says, good morning. I was wondering how you fit in time to do the extra segments like on the Pennsylvania Road. Is it done outside of normal working hours, in your spare time, especially having the early morning shift? Thank you all. So that's a really good question, Rick. And let me tell you, it's not easy for John Meyer, and you do wham cam.
This is for the two hardest guys in show business.
Yeah,
John and I.
hardest working
you
guys
two
in
girls
show
don't
business.
have to do extra stuff. Come on, maybe you should.
Well, I do a lot of extra things.
Oh, yeah, she's getting defensive now.
Fundraising, I do.
I will say it's a challenge.
It is.
Yeah.
It is definitely a challenge, especially now that we do 4.5 hours of live news.
We start at 4:30.
4:30 to 9. We are on TV nonstop for 4.5 hours. So then I go out and shoot on the Pennsylvania Road. Usually I try to do it on a Tuesday. I go out, it runs on Wednesday. And I still love doing this segment because it's great. But the beauty of On the Pennsylvania Road is that getting out into the extremities of our viewing area, and it is a little hard to drive to, say, Sunbury or Towanda or one of those places after being on TV for 4.5 hours and after being at work since 3, turns into a really long day. I'm not complaining.
Right.
You
But
should complain.
There's a challenge there to it. That's grown since I took doing On the Pennsylvania Road. When Mike Stevens did it, that was his job, and he went out and did it. That was all that he did. The reality of TV, and actually lots of people's jobs now, not just us, you're asked to do more. And so I figure out ways to do it, and it's working.
But this ties into the other part of that question, which isn't even in the question. What do we do for an 8-hour shift? A lot of people think when we're on the air, that's it, and then TV's off. And what are you doing when you're not on the Pennsylvania Road?
Well, if I'm not there, I have to write it then another day. But then I think we're all looking at what we can do for the next day's show and all that kind of stuff. So there's a lot of prep that goes in it. Because remember now, if we're on TV for 4.5 hours, the first part of our shift is only getting ready for that newscast. We're done at 9. We only have 2 more hours left of our shift. I will say personally, when we get off the air at 9, I need at least 15 minutes just to
Decompress.
So I was going to say, a normal job, you have a lunch break. So
Yeah.
when we finish at 9, then we can take our lunch break.
Then I'm starving.
Yeah, whether that's 9:30, now it's already 9:30, 10 o'clock. And then I'm prepping for the next day's show. All those fancy graphics you see on my weather map, I'm being silly here, that takes hours to make. I sit and make those graphics, whether it's a dog, a vacuum cleaner. I prep the next day's show, and that takes a good hour to 2 hours. And then I still have to go out and shoot wham cam, which sometimes is an hour or 2 hours. And then edit it. I edit it. That's another hour or 2 hours. Same thing with you. So we're doing a lot here.
It's a lot. And you know, we do this 4.5 hours and it's going great and everything. But I will say, like, to other people, imagine you go to work for a 9-to-5 job and the first break you get, the first chance you have to eat or anything like that is at 3 o'clock in the afternoon.
Right.
You've had to work straight through till 3 o'clock.
Very good point.
And then that's when you can have lunch or something like that. It's a challenge,
It's definitely a
but
challenge.
we're up to it.
Okay.
Now I have seen, I have
we?
seen you on Amazon doing a lot of shopping at work. Where do you find that time?
Where do you find that time? Yeah, that's a good
You
question.
know, just looking for different things. Just
It's
browsing.
your turn. It's your turn. That was a good question, Rick. From
That
North
was a great
Carolina.
question.
Yeah. And
Mike-
it's kind of nice to know the viewers are cognizant of the fact
Aware
that
of
these
that. Yeah.
hours are hard and, yeah.
My grandfather was a miner in Lackawanna County.
Okay,
I
you're
have
right.
perspective.
You're right.
You
I
definitely
have
have
perspective.
We're not digging ditches
I
or
don't do work.
mining
So it's
coal.
not. We're not complaining.
I'm not complaining. Chris Smith wants to know, do you ever go out in public and not get recognized? Not get recognized. What does that mean? He assumes we get recognized. Right? So
Who wants to answer that question, John?
it depends. It depends where you're at, and someone like John sticks out like
Yeah.
a sore thumb. So when I go out, almost always recognized, but I don't do much, to be honest with you. You know, most of us, you go to work, you come home. When I'm at the grocery store or concerts, everyone recognizes me, and I love it. It doesn't bother me at all. Most people are pleasant, they say hi, and that's it.
Yep.
They go on their way. But I notice a lot of young people don't recognize us.
Oh,
about you
yeah.
guys?
Yeah.
Yeah.
John, you're saying yes?
Well,
you're
A lot of
saying
young
here's the
people
thing.
recognize him, too.
It's hard to answer this question without making it sound like, oh, I get recognized when I'm
I
out
know,
in
you
public.
sound like a jerk.
But me, I'm 6'6". I stand out anywhere anywhere I go. I stand out in the crowd. I think what happens is people see the tall guy and just naturally look at him and they're like, oh my gosh, I know him. So really, I probably don't go anywhere without being recognized. Grocery store, restaurants, places like that, which is great because it means people are watching the news. I will say it actually does surprise me how many younger people will say something.
Oh, they will
They
recognize
will.
it. Maybe they do and they don't say anything.
I
to
had a
you.
group of, I think they were probably like freshman, sophomore in college at Montage the other day, get so excited seeing
I
me,
love
like,
it.
and they said, "Tell Joe we said where."
I love it.
But anyways, it's part of the job, and I think being taller, it just adds to the recognition factor. And I think we've all had situations where we've been recognized really far from home.
Yeah.
On trips and things like that, that it's kind of surprising when you're on vacation.
So last week, did I tell you my Florida
No.
story?
No.
I was in Cape Coral, and there's a trail about 10 miles outside of Cape Coral, and I was getting my bike out of my SUV, putting my helmet on, and here comes a guy on a recumbent bike, the ones where you sit back, and had to be in his 60s, and he breezes by me and he goes, "Hey, Joe," and he just kept going. I go, "Hey," and he immediately stopped.
Oh, my God.
And turned it around and came running up to me. "Oh my God, it really is you. I was just kidding." He was like testing this dude he thought was me by just saying, "Hey, Joe."
Right.
And he could not believe it was me. He was
really
looking
was
me
you.
up and down going, "I had no idea that was really you. I was just having some fun with some guy that I thought looked like you." And he was touching me. "Is it really you?" Like,
That's
to see
funny.
me in
Gosh.
Florida out of his element and my element, he could not believe it.
That's so funny.
That's funny.
Now,
gosh.
ladies, do you think you can disguise yourself a little more?
I
when you
am
go out in
able
public?
to sometimes.
I am
if I
able to.
wear my glasses, a hat, no makeup, maybe
Like Michael Jackson in a
ratty
Spider-Man outfit?
clothes. Yeah, sometimes I'm able to disguise myself. But it does amaze me when I'm in like total incognito mode and somebody will be like, "Hi, Mindy." I'm like, "Oh, I thought I was incognito." And they're like, "Oh, sorry." And I'm like, no, it's fine. I just thought nobody would recognize me now, so.
It's funny being recognized when I have no makeup on.
Right.
And I'm wearing sweatpants and
Yeah,
thinking,
you guys don't
"Oh."
understand because you don't have to like do your makeup and
Yeah.
hair the way we do, you know?
You have the choice to look ugly like we do all the time. It's your choice.
Okay.
And this
But it is
again
hard.
is not us complaining. We don't want to sound like
No.
we're a big deal or anything getting recognized. What it really is the beauty of WNEP, and we have so many viewers.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's so
So
true.
when people say stuff to us, and a lot of times they have the nicest things to say about how much they love the morning show
Yeah,
and how
exactly.
a part of our lives
Yeah.
that we are. So
Yeah.
we appreciate that.
Yeah, oh my gosh, it is so nice to hear from people. They give us good stories, like, "Oh, I
Yeah.
watch you every morning." It's really nice.
I love being recognized. It validates me. I have low self-esteem.
There you go.
Truth. I love it.
perfect.
Please keep recognizing me.
Keep it coming.
Do they
Nikki, I thought
recognize
that was
Dutch
your
now?
question. No?
No.
That was...
It was
That
yours.
was
Yeah, that was yours.
mine, right?
No.
No, that was mine. Isn't that funny? I didn't realize I said that.
It
Nikki's up. She wants another Tweety Bird question.
Donald says, Joe, for Wham, if the Earth rotates in one direction, why does the water in toilets run one direction? I feel like we've had this one.
Yeah, that's
a myth. So toilet rotation has nothing to do with the Coriolis effect, which is caused by Earth's rotation. No effect at all. So that's a myth.
It says if there is a spot like halfway that the water runs straight down.
No. So you flush a toilet on the equator, you flush a toilet at the North Pole, you flush a toilet anywhere, it's going to have spin as it flushes. It's the plumbing. It's not from Earth's rotation. But hurricanes and low pressure systems and other large-scale systems do rotate differently based on what hemisphere you're in. And that's the Coriolis effect. It's a
Do you feel ripped off since we kind of had that before? Or
I do feel.
Do you want another question?
No,
or?
it's okay.
Did you ever notice? Could you guys imagine what your toilet does when you flush it?
Like
Is it
which
clockwise
direction?
or counterclockwise?
I've never thought about
Pay
it. Well,
attention to it. It's interesting because they all do differently. And it's random. It's based on the plumbing and the shape of the toilet.
I don't know if we're going to have time for this one, Chad.
Yeah!
Joe, in one of your forecasts, you mentioned all the elements came from fusion. I'd like you to explain how fusion happens past iron.
He's messing with us.
He's
He doesn't
messing.
care.
No.
Okay.
All the elements on the periodic table came from stars, which in their core squeeze elements and produce energy through a process known as fusion. But it only happens up till iron. He knew that.
Oh, so that's why
so.
he wants it past iron.
Beyond iron, it doesn't happen. And that is why stars try to compress the iron core and they rebound, and that's what causes supernova, which is the explosion of the star. Which then recirculates interstellar matter.
I'm glad somebody knows
But I think
this.
he's messing with us because
I think
he
so
knew
too.
that.
Yeah. Oh, that's funny.
Mindy, isn't it wonderful to know that all the elements in your body were forged inside of a core of a star? That is not a myth. That's a fact.
That's amazing, isn't it?
Yeah, you are star stuff, baby.
I'm starstruck.
Wow.
Stuff.
No, you're star stuff.
Oh, okay. Oh my God, this is a good question too. This is from Chris and 44 as well. What do you do to stay awake during the 4.5 hours you're on the air? Well, Chris,
Do you honestly ever
John and
have
I
that
drink
struggle?
coffee.
Do you have that struggle, honestly?
Yes.
Sometimes, yeah.
Oh, do you?
Oh,
You
yeah.
don't,
We're
right?
so tired.
No. I was going to say, because we're all jacked up doing this. You don't feel tired, do you?
Yeah, but you know what? We sit down more while we're on the air. You're standing up always on the air, so that helps, I think.
Okay.
Yeah.
I do think that might be part of it.
Yeah.
Just us
So
sitting
you're
at
just
that
sitting
desk
there
for
and
hours.
more repetitive?
Yeah.
Mindy and I have a thing now
Yes.
where at 6:20 is when we get a little bit of a break, that we can run to the bathroom and everything like that.
We have like
And
4 minutes
now
or
it's
something.
6:20 coffee.
Yeah.
That it's a reward for getting to a certain point.
Yes.
And it's what's necessary to carry us through
The rest
through
of the
the streaming
hours.
show for the next 2.5 hours.
Yep.
So it's 6:20 coffee. But I will say some days Mindy's like, I gotta do a 5:20 coffee.
Yes.
At an hour earlier, she's doing
Every
coffee.
once in a while, I'm like, you know what? There's no reason to wait. I just got to have it now.
Maybe you should bring
Yeah.
your stupid puzzles in. That'll keep you awake.
That would. Yeah.
We just talked about it this morning, actually, that we drink coffee and it's a must, we think, for this morning shift. But then we were talking about how surprised we are that others that don't. Joe doesn't.
I never had coffee in my
But
life.
what do you
I don't
have?
even
You
know
do
what-
have some soda on the way in?
I have a Coke Zero, but I
Okay.
don't even need that.
You don't.
It's more habit.
Yeah.
I don't get anything from it. I don't feel high or
And
low or
Nikki,
anything.
you don't drink coffee?
I don't drink coffee.
Anything in the morning? Any caffeine?
I drink a Spark energy drink.
Oh, so you're sparked up.
Yeah. But I
Right
think
when
I
you
need
start?
Yeah. I think I need to drink coffee though. It's probably healthier.
I don't know.
I feel like I have to have a coffee as soon as I get into work, and then that 6:20
6:20
coffee.
coffee. Yeah.
The
And then
only
I
thing-
try not to drink anymore.
The only thing I need is you guys and your
We inspire him to be awake. That is so nice. I love it. I just did that one. Do we have time for another one?
I think we
I
do,
don't even
baby.
know.
Come on, keep them going and keep
End
the
it on a
questions
good
coming.
one.
We only have like 2 minutes, 2.5
We could do it.
minutes.
This could
or
be the
something.
good. This could be the big ender, baby. Are you ready? If you ever left the area, what would you miss the most? That's Chris again. I think he's becoming the new Travis.
Yeah, he's flooding
All
the
right, so you
system.
leave this area. What do you miss the most? I can experience this all the time when I go to visit my mother-in-law in Florida. I miss the topography, the seasons, the people, the restaurants, my
pierogies.
friends, my family, the vibe. So much about this area I love, and I'm not just saying that. I love it.
I would list about the same stuff.
Yeah.
I go to Florida in the wintertime, and I love the getting away and warmth and stuff like that, but I miss the mountains, the culture, the vibe here.
Florida's so flat.
So flat.
Florida's
so many,
one strip mall after another.
Right.
as is many parts of the country. The Carolinas, Midwest, Iowa. It's just flat zombie land.
Yep,
Here,
I know.
everywhere you are, you always have a mountain somewhere that you can see and stuff, and I love that.
The mountains, the people, the food.
Yeah, there was one summer where my daughters and I went and looked for a bunch of waterfalls, and I said, "You guys don't realize, growing up in Iowa, we didn't have this many waterfalls."
Oh my gosh, that's right. You just wouldn't.
You just don't. Yeah, so pretty amazing.
I'm going to come full circle right now and amaze you guys, and I may vomit in my mouth as I say this. Another thing I'd miss if I moved away from here.
Do you know what he's gonna do?
He's gonna say the W word.
Do it, Joe. Do it. Do it.
Winter.
We're so proud of you.
He's really come a long ways.
We
especially
started this
week.
podcast, and he was so cranky about how cold it's been, and here we
I
are.
hate it, but I'd miss it.
25 minutes later, and he says he would
I'd
miss
hate
it.
it, but I'd miss it. That's the sad part. I need psychiatric help.
I feel the same way. I would miss the change of seasons.
Yeah.
I would
Oh, yeah.
not want it just to be nice all the time.
Yeah.
It's like if you're happy all the time or your life is perfect all the time. You need something to mix it up, baby.
You need
How
adversity.
excited we are going to be when the nice weather gets here this
I
year.
know, we might even dance.
Oh boy.
I may even miss you guys.
Wow, that's
Maybe.
amazing.
Get your questions in, brownbag@wnep.com. We'll do it next week, baby.
Is that fake for TV purposes?